Robin Hood is one of my favorite Disney films of all time. Welcome back to Every Disney Movie Ever. My name is Jess and I'm watching Every Disney Movie Ever. Today I'm going to talk about Robin Hood. Robin Hood is a 1973 animated theatrical release. It was directed by Wolfgang Reitherman, who also produced. He's directed a ton of other Disney animated features. It was edited by Tom Acosta and Jim Melton. It was written by Larry Clemmons and it's based off the Robin Hood legend. The film stars Brian Bedford, Phil Harris, Peter Usinov, and Monica Evans. Brian Bedford plays Robin Hood. He was a very famous stage actor, specifically Shakespearean. He was nominated 7 times for a Tony Award and won 1 of them. He was also in Grand Prix alongside James Garner, and he was Mr. Fezziwig in the 2004 A Christmas Carol alongside Kelsey Grammer and Jennifer Love Hewitt. Phil Harris was an orchestra leader as well as a radio situation comedy pioneer, but he is also very famous for being a Disney voice. He was Baloo in The Jungle Book, Thomas O'Malley in The Aristocats, and Little John in Robin Hood. Peter Usinov is actually Sir Peter Usinov. He won 2 Academy Awards for Best Supporting Actor, 1 from Spartacus and 1 from Tokapi. I think that's how you pronounce that. I'm so sorry if it's not. Just say it. Okay, great. He was also a playwright and a poet, and he starred in Blackbeard's Ghost as Blackbeard, so this was his second role at Disney, as Prince John. Monica Evans plays Maid Marian. She's probably most known for the role of Cecily Pigeon in The Odd Couple, and she was also Abigail in The Aristocats. I wanted to give a little history of the character of Robin Hood. The earliest surviving text is a ballad called Robin Hood and the Monk. It appeared in the second half of the 15th century. The story continued to be shaped and added to and retold and remade, and all the way until the 19th century, we saw the first children's adaptation of the story, and then as we know, it went on to be adapted into films and television. The name Robin Hood was a very common medieval name. It appears as early as the 1200s in poems and stories. But no one knows to this day if Robin Hood, the character, was based off a real person named Robin Hood, or if it was just a character made up with the common name Robin Hood. There is so much information about the legend of Robin Hood and the history of how it's come to be that I couldn't talk about it all, so I'll leave the wiki link in the description if you really want to learn about all of it. It was really interesting. Around the release of Snow White, Walt Disney wanted to do a film about Reynard the Fox, his 12th century legend, collection of stories about a trickster fox, but he scrapped the idea. Then it came back, but he scrapped it again for Sword in the Stone. Ken Anderson then finishes The Aristocats and decides, let's do Robin Hood, and to honor Walt wanting to do Reynard the Fox, he makes Robin Hood a fox. Ken Anderson wanted the film to take place in the South, but the executives were hesitant. Wolfgang Reitherman suggested that the film take place in England because of Robin Hood and His Merry Men, a Disney film, which is very good, highly recommend. The production fell so behind, they had to reuse dance sequences from Snow White, The Jungle Book, and The Aristocats. Tommy Steele was supposed to play Robin Hood, but Wolfgang Reitherman decided he couldn't make his voice heroic enough, so they chose Brian Bedford to replace him. Peter Ustinov was chosen because of his portrayal in Blackbeard's Ghost. In 2014, Disney announced they would like to do a live-action movie franchise of Robin Hood, kind of in the same tone of Pirates of the Caribbean. Now on to the actual film. I love this movie. It is one of my favorite Disney movies of all time. I love the voice acting. I love the animation. I love the story. I think it's so simple but so effective. And I just have a couple notes that I always laugh at or talk about or whatever when I watch this movie. For a film that ran behind schedule, some of the scenery and animation is so breathtaking to me. I love the color scheme. Purple is villainy and royalty, so for Prince John, purple is just always around. Blue is also really common, and obviously Robin's in green. It's just a really colorful but muted colorful film, and I just really love it. This movie is really funny. There are jokes for children and adults. The boob stop gets me every time. I laugh thinking about the picture I'm putting here. It's hilarious. The thumb sucking and the ear holding, just all the jokes, all the things that Prince John calls Sir Hiss, like the stupid serpent and something python he says. It's just so funny. I can't with this movie. And then the music is so great. Just Robin Hood and Little John walking through the forest, and then Not in Nottingham is so sad. Just the music. I love this movie. I also feel like there really isn't any room for sexism in the film. Maid Marian throws a pie in some dude's face. She is bad booty, okay? And then Lady Cluck takes out rhinos. Like, come on. Funnily enough, my least favorite sequence in the film is the love sequence. Growing up, I always thought it made the movie feel so slow. Now it doesn't bother me that much because it's like the movie's only an hour and a half, so it goes by really fast. But that sequence still, I'll be like, oh man, it was just like we were just so like up and high because of the fight and just, oh. And then, like, it's a really slow love sequence until, like, you're jamming, you know? So it just felt weird. So it's one of my least favorite sequences in the film, but otherwise, I love the film, guys. Come on. That's all I have for Robin Hood. Obviously, I love this movie. It's one of my childhood favorites. There are a ton of other really talented voice actors in this film, so please go check them out. I could not talk about all of them. It would have taken forever. But go watch the movie and listen to their awesome voices. It's just so great to hear all these talented voice actors. And I'm gonna give it 10 arrows out of 10 because it's a childhood favorite, okay? It's getting 10. 10 arrows out of 10. Our total movie count is. Parent, Death, Soul, and Cry counters are the same. If you want to keep up with what movie I'm watching when, follow me on Instagram or Twitter and you'll find out what movie I'm watching when. I put up videos every Monday and Friday. My friend Jamie is doing the movie-inspired look on her makeup channel. She's been following along with some of the Disney movies I've been watching and doing Disney-inspired makeup looks, so please go check her out. It's really awesome that she's doing this, and I love the support, okay? And her looks are really fun, like, Disney-inspired makeup? Yes, please, okay? Okay. Until next time, comment, like, and subscribe, but I'm not sure if you are, so you do, and don't be Prince John about it. Mammy!